We take off with business news, and Kenya Airways has flown into deeper losses for the first half of the year, posting a loss of 14.3 billion shillings from the 8.5 billion shilling loss it made at a similar period last year. Revenue declined by almost 50% to 30.2 billion shillings. Here's Alex Mwangi with more on the impact of COVID-19 on the national carrier.
It was not a question of if or when, but to what extent the COVID-19 pandemic has affected Kenya Airways. Prior to the pandemic, KQ was still experiencing financial turbulence. The national carrier has posted a 14.3 billion shilling loss for the first half of the year, compared to an 8.5 billion shilling loss at a similar period last year. KQ's revenue declined by almost 50% to 30.2 billion shillings. Total operating costs reduced significantly to 38.6 billion shillings from 61.5 billion shillings, but that was not sufficient to offset the widening of the loss incurred. During the 6-month period, passenger numbers plunged by 55.5% to 1.1 million from the 2.4 million attained last year. This is on account of the time that the airline had shut its flight operations, given the local and global travel restrictions that had been imposed due to the novel coronavirus. The company also saw total assets during the period decrease by 8% to 180 billion shillings from 195.7 billion shillings. In view of the failure by Kenya Airways to attain a cruising altitude of financial security, talk of nationalizing the airline has gained prominence. The process to make that a reality has run into severe headwinds. A number of stakeholders in the aviation industry view the attempts to alter the structure and management of Kenya Airways with skepticism. The latest is the Kenya Association of Air Operators, which has written to Parliament seeking to have greater say in the proposed merger between Kenya Airways and the Kenya Airports Authority. The association alleges that a bill that seeks to bring through the back door the previously proposed and rejected merger between KQ and KAA is before Parliament. In a letter to Parliament by the association's Vice Chairman, Engineer Frederick Oport, the association has raised concern about the conflict of interest that would arise should the merger proceed. The association foresees a scenario where audits by the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, will become problematic. The association is the latest to add its weight to calls for prudence in the management of the country's aviation assets, with the Kenya Airline Pilots Association, KALPA, having written to the President last month to intervene in the matter of staff redundancies. Alex Mwangi,